Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Naresh Mago and with me is Abhijit Loreng with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says distribution of property cards under Swamitva scheme is another major step towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. BJP releases another list of 46 candidates for Bihar Assembly polls. Also issues list of 16 candidates for Assembly by polls in 5 states. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 86.17%. In a first, 8 Indian beaches get International Blue Flag certification. Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar calls it a proud moment for the country. In French Open tennis, men's singles title clash underway between Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. And in IPL cricket, Rajasthan Royals beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 5 wickets in Dubai. Another match between Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals underway in Abu Dhabi. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of caution to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today launched the physical distribution of property cards under the Swamitva scheme through video conferencing to transform rural India and empower millions of people. The survey of villages and mapping with improvised technology in village areas, Swamitva, is a central sector scheme which was launched in April this year with an aim to provide the record of rights to village household owners in rural areas and issue property cards. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister congratulated the beneficiaries of the scheme who received property cards of their houses today. He said the country has taken another major step towards an Atmanirbhar Bharat as the scheme helps in making rural India self-reliant. The Prime Minister said, now the beneficiaries will have a right, a legal document of owning their houses through property cards, which will help them further to avail loans from banks and other financial facilities. He said the scheme will bring historical changes to the villages in the country.
भारत जैसे विकासशील देश के लिए ये बहुत जरूरी है कि लोगों के पास उनकी संपत्ति का सही रिकॉर्ड हो। लेकिन अब ये आने के बाद एक नए विश्वास वाली जिंदगी उनकी शुरू होने वाली है। स्वामित्व योजना और इसके तहत मिलने वाला प्रॉपर्टी कार्ड इसी दिशा में, इसी सोच के दलित हो, पीड़ित हो, शोषित हो, वंचित हो, अनपढ़ हो, गांव में रहता हो, उनकी भलाई के लिए इतना बड़ा कदम उठाया है।
The Prime Minister said the initiative will prevent illegal capturing of their properties. He said 1 lakh beneficiaries from Haryana, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh have been handed over the legal papers of their houses today. The Prime Minister promised to give such property cards to every household in the next 3 to 4 years in every village of the country. Mr. Modi expressed happiness that such a huge work is being done today on the birth anniversary of 2 great sons of India, Bharat Ratna awardees Lok Nayak Jayaprakash Narayan and Nanaji Deshmukh.
जयप्रकाश बाबू ने जब संपूर्ण क्रांति का आह्वान किया, बिहार की धरती से जो आवाज उठी, जो सपने जयप्रकाश जी ने देखे थे, जिस सपनों की ढाल बनकर के नानाजी देशमुख ने काम किया। जब नानाजी ने गांवों के विकास के लिए अपने कार्यों का विस्तार किया, तो नानाजी की प्रेरणा जयप्रकाश बाबू रहे। अब देखिए कितना बड़ा अद्भुत संयोग है। गांव और गरीब की आवाज को बुलंद करना जयप्रकाश बाबू, जेपी और नानाजी के जीवन का साझा संकल्प रहा है।
The Prime Minister said experts from all over the world have been insisting that the ownership of land and house plays a big role in the development of the country.
जब संपत्ति का रिकॉर्ड होता है, जब संपत्ति पर अधिकार मिलता है, तो संपत्ति भी सुरक्षित रहती है, नागरिक का जीवन भी सुरक्षित रहता है और नागरिक का आत्मविश्वास भी अनेक गुना बढ़ जाता है। जब संपत्ति का रिकॉर्ड होता है, तो निवेश के लिए, नए नए साहस करने के लिए, आर्थिक उपार्जन की नई योजनाएं बनाने के लिए बहुत सारे रास्ते खुलते हैं।
The Prime Minister said in the last 6 years, continuous work is being done to remove chronic shortages. Criticizing the opposition, The Prime Minister said that those who do not want farmers of the country to become self-reliant are having problems with the reforms in the agriculture sector. He said with the introduction of Kisan credit cards to small farmers, cowherds and fishermen, the brokers and middlemen are having problems as their illegal income has stopped. During the event, the Prime Minister interacted with some of the beneficiaries who have been provided property cards. The beneficiaries thanked the Prime Minister and appreciated the move.
राम मिलन जी, जब आपको अपने घर का मालिकाना हक, आपके यहाँ उसको घरौनी कहते हैं, जब ये घरौनी मिल गया है तो पूरे परिवार को, आपको इसका क्या असर पड़ेगा?
बहुत खुशी की बात है साहब कि ये घरौनी मिल गई है। जो पास पड़ोस के विवाद रहे थोड़े बहुत वो खत्म हो गए हैं और इससे हम कर्ज ले सकते हैं, अपना व्यवसाय बढ़ा सकते हैं।
नहीं, पहले आपको अपने घर या जमीन को लेकर किस प्रकार की समस्याएं आती थी, क्या मुसीबत आती थी?
सर मेरे पास कोई कागज नहीं था, अब पक्का कागज मौजूद मिल गया है।
Speaking on the occasion, Rural Development Minister Narendra Singh Tomar said unprecedented work has been done by the government under Prime Minister Narendra Modi for unprecedented development in rural areas.
इससे निश्चित रूप से ग्रामीण क्षेत्र में निवास करने वाले हमारे बंधुओं में विश्वास भी जागृत होगा, उनकी प्रॉपर्टी भी बढ़ेगी, प्रॉपर्टी का उपयोग भी होगा और उनके परिवार में जो नई पीढ़ी आ रही है, अगर आगे कुछ काम करना चाहती है तो यह प्रॉपर्टी उसके विकास में भी निश्चित रूप से काम आएगी।
These 1 lakh property holders are from 763 villages across 6 states, including 346 from Uttar Pradesh, 221 from Haryana, 100 from Maharashtra, 50 from Uttarakhand and 2 from Karnataka. The property card holders also include beneficiaries from 44 villages of Madhya Pradesh. Our Bhopal correspondent has filed this report.
On the inauguration of the scheme, the Prime Minister discussed with Dasharath Singh Maravi of Guraiya village in Dindori district of the state. Dasharath Singh told All India Radio that the villagers would benefit from getting ownership.
बहुत अच्छा लगा हमें माननीय प्रधानमंत्री से बात करने में और हमें गाइडेंस दिया प्रधानमंत्री जी। इस आवास भूमि का जो हमारे पास मालिकाना हक नहीं था वो आज वह मालिकाना हक मिल चुका।
Ownership scheme, the beneficiary Shiv Prasad Dhurve of village Padrai Thakur of Bankhedi, Gram Panchayat of Hoshangabad district has got the lease. Mr. Dhurve said that this scheme will help in the upkeep of the family.
मैंने पट्टे के लिए आवेदन किया था, आज मुझे पट्टा मिल चुका है। मेरे पास कोई जमीन नहीं थी, आज मेरे नाम से जो भूमि का पट्टा मिला है, बहुत खुश हूँ।
The central sector ownership scheme will not only give villagers a record and property card of their building rights, but the scheme will bring a big change in rural India and empower millions. Paritosh Dikshit, AIR News, Bhopal.
The Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI, has taken over the investigation of the Hathras incident and registered a case against the accused. In a statement, the CBI said a team has been constituted to probe the case. The agency said the complainant had alleged that on the 14th of September, the accused tried to strangulate his sister in a millet field. The case has been registered by the CBI on the request of the Uttar Pradesh government and further notification from the central government. The BJP today released another list of 46 candidates for the Bihar Assembly polls. The name of the candidates were finalized by the BJP Central Election Committee, which met in New Delhi yesterday. Our correspondent reports that all the 46 seats will go to polls in the second phase of the Assembly election on the 3rd of November.
In the list of 46 nominees for the second phase of Bihar Assembly elections, BJP has denied tickets to its sitting MLAs of Amnaur, Janpatia and Siwan. Some new faces and turncoats who joined the party recently have also got party symbols. State Ministers Nandkishore Yadav and Rana Randhir Singh succeeded to secure the seat. Party has again shown faith in senior leaders Renu Devi, Ram Pravesh Rai and Gyan Chand Majhi. 9 assembly constituencies of Patna district will go to the polls in the second phase. BJP has repeated all sitting MLAs on Patna Sahib, Kumaraj, Danapur, Bakhtiarpur, Digha and Bakipur assembly constituencies. The nomination process for 94 assembly constituencies in the second phase is commenced on 9th October. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Patna.
The NDA today formally kick-started its poll campaign for Bihar Assembly elections from Gaya. Addressing the election rally at Gandhi Maidan in Gaya, BJP President J.P. Nadda said, during the rule of the NDA, all sections of society have been benefited due to good governance. He said newly enacted agriculture reform laws are in the interest of farmers. He said these reform laws will help them double their income and emancipate them from the clutches of middlemen. The BJP president appealed to vote for good governance. He said strong leadership pays off during tough times. Mr. Nadda said Prime Minister Narendra Modi has proved this during the time of COVID-19 as the pandemic has been tackled in a better way. The leader of JDU and Hindustani Awam Morcha also addressed the rally. This was the first ground rally of the Bihar elections addressed by any big leader.
The BJP today also released a list of 16 candidates for the assembly by polls in 5 states. The party has announced the names for 7 seats in Gujarat, 4 in Manipur, 2 each in Jharkhand and Odisha, and 1 in Chhattisgarh. The BJP has fielded former Minister Dr. Louis Marandi from Dumka seat in Jharkhand, Dr. Gambhir Singh from Marwahi in Chhattisgarh, Raj Kishore Behera from Tirtol in Odisha, J.V. Kakadia from Dhari in Gujarat, and Oinam Lukhoi Singh from Wangoi seat in Manipur. By-poll in 54 assembly constituencies in 10 states will be held on the 3rd of November. In Manipur, the by-polls will take place on 7th November. In Tamil Nadu, the principal opposition DMK has formed an 8-member panel for preparing its election manifesto for the forthcoming assembly general elections. A release by the party General Secretary Durai Murugan said the committee will consist of its treasurer T.R. Balu, members of Parliament A. Raja, Trichy Siva, Kanimori and TKS Elangovan among others. In Tamil Nadu, the assembly elections are due next year.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says distribution of property cards under Swamitva scheme is another major step towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. BJP releases another list of 46 candidates for the Bihar Assembly polls, also issues list of 16 candidates for Assembly by-polls in 5 states. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 86.17%. In a first, 8 Indian beaches get international blue flag certification. Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar calls it a proud moment for the country. In French Open tennis, men's singles title clash underway between Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic, and in IPL cricket, Rajasthan Royals beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 5 wickets in Dubai. Another match between Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals underway in Abu Dhabi. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
3 steps to stay protected and stay safe from COVID-19. Wear face mask, 2 gaz ki duri to maintain social distancing, maintain hand and face hygiene.
India has achieved the landmark of over 60 lakh recoveries from COVID-19 infection. The Health Ministry said that this has also sustained India's leading position globally as a country with maximum recovered cases. The top 5 states, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, with maximum caseload, are also contributing more than half of the total recoveries. The ministry said that the country's COVID-19 recovery rate has improved to 86.17%. More than 89,000 people have recovered from COVID-19 during the last 24 hours. The total number of recoveries has reached over 60,77,000. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is 8,67,000. Currently, India's case fatality rate is 1.54%, which is one of the lowest globally. In the last 24 hours, 74,383 new cases have been reported in the country, taking the total number of positive cases to over 70 lakh. 918 deaths were reported in the last 24 hours, taking the toll to 1,08,334. The Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has urged people to take all precautions during the festive season. He also asked people to avoid assembling in large numbers during festivals. The Minister was interacting and responding to queries on social media in the 5th episode of Sunday Samvad. He also warned the people against complacency, saying masks must be used even at places of worship.
सर्दी के मौसम में यह देखा गया है कि प्रदूषण बढ़ने पर सांस की बीमारियां बढ़ जाती हैं। सामान्य रूप से वायरस ठंड और शुष्क जलवायु में लंबे समय तक जीवित रहते हैं। इनमें इन्फ्लुएंजा वायरस प्रमुख है। इसके अलावा कोरोना के 4 अन्य प्रकार के वायरस भी हैं जो सर्दियों में तेजी से फैलते हैं। इसलिए कोरोना वायरस के संक्रमण से बचने के साथ साथ आप कोरोना से बचाव के लिए सभी जरूरी व्यवहारों का पालन अवश्य करें।
The national capital's COVID-19 tally rose to 3.09 lakh today with 2,780 fresh cases, while the death toll climbed to 5,769 as 29 more people succumbed to the disease. The total number of cases in the national capital stands at 3,09,339. Of the total cases reported in Delhi so far, 2,81,869 have either recovered, been discharged or have migrated. A total of 36,23,419 tests have been conducted in the national capital so far. In Maharashtra, the ex-servicemen from Malegaon in Nasik district have started a unique initiative to fight coronavirus and maintain good health. Our correspondent has filed this report.
The initiative to impart health lessons through group exercises on patriotic songs started from today in the presence of Maharashtra State Agriculture Minister Dada Bhuse. Speaking on the occasion, Bhuse said such an initiative is ideal for the fight against the virus and to maintain physical as well as mental health. Cutting across the age bar, youngsters as well as senior citizens from Malegaon participated in today's event. The minister also appealed the ex-servicemen to implement the idea in other rural areas of the state as well. With inputs from Sanjay Pathak, Nivedita, AIR News, Mumbai.
Kerala continued to report surge in COVID-19 cases as it confirmed 9,347 new cases today. 8,924 recoveries were also recorded today, which is the highest single-day number of recoveries so far. Meanwhile, the death toll due to COVID in the state crossed 1,000 as 25 more deaths were reported, taking the toll to 1,003 in the state. The total active COVID cases rose to 96,316.
The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone-in program tonight will bring you a special discussion program on COVID-19. Dr. Naresh Gupta, Senior Physician, Maulana Azad Medical College, will participate in the discussion. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards. Listeners can ask questions to the experts on toll-free telephone number 1-800-115767. You can now also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alert by #AskCare. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो खुद से वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar today said that all the 8 beaches recommended by the government have got the coveted International Blue Flag certification. In a tweet, Mr. Javadekar said, "It is a proud moment for India." He said it is an outstanding feat as no Blue Flag nation has ever been awarded for 8 beaches in a single attempt. The beaches which got the International Blue Flag certification are Shivrajpur Beach in Dwarka, Gujarat, Ghogla Beach in Diu, Kasargod and Padubidri in Karnataka, Kapad in Kerala, Rushikonda in Andhra Pradesh, Golden Beach in Odisha, and Radhanagar Beach in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The iconic Blue Flag is one of the world's most recognized voluntary awards for beaches and marinas. In order to qualify for the Blue Flag, a series of stringent environmental, educational, safety and accessibility criteria are met and maintained. A world-renowned award trusted by millions around the globe, the Blue Flag program is operated under the auspices of the Foundation for Environmental Education and is headquartered at Copenhagen in Denmark.
Minister of State in Prime Minister's Office Dr. Jitendra Singh today said that the Indian Space Research Organisation ISRO is all set to open its facilities for the private sector. Referring to some of the path-breaking historic reforms in the Department of Space under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Dr. Singh said, possibly for the first time in the history of independent India, future projects for planetary exploration and outer space travel will be open for the private sector. He said this is also a part of Modi government's Atmanirbhar roadmap towards self-reliant India, which envisages the initiative to boost private sector participation in space activities. With the commencement of Kharif marketing season 2020-21, the government continues to procure Kharif 2020-21 crops at its MSP from farmers as per its existing MSP schemes, as was done in previous seasons. Paddy procurement for Kharif 2020-21 has gained momentum with an increase in the quantum of procurement in procuring states and starter purchase in some new states. Food Corporation of India, along with other government agencies, has up to yesterday procured nearly 38 lakh metric tons paddy with a total MSP outflow of over 7,159 crore rupees to more than 3.22 lakh farmers.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will release a commemorative coin of 100 rupees in honor of Vijayaraja Scindia tomorrow through a virtual ceremony. One of the founding members of the BJP, Vijayaraja Scindia, is popularly known as the Rajmata of Gwalior. The coin is being released in celebration of the birth centenary of Vijayaraja Scindia. The special commemorative coin was minted by the Finance Ministry as a part of these celebrations. This coin will be released by the Prime Minister on her birth anniversary tomorrow. Vijayaraja Scindia was elected to the Lok Sabha 7 times and twice to the Rajya Sabha. Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan today embarked on a 2-day visit to Kuwait to offer condolences to the Kuwaiti leadership on behalf of the Government of India on the passing away of former Emir of Kuwait, Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmad Al-Jabbar Al-Sabah. Mr. Pradhan will deliver the letters from President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the new leadership of Kuwait. He will also convey good wishes on behalf of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the people of India to Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmad Al-Jabbar Al-Sabah on assuming responsibilities as the new Emir of the state of Kuwait and Sheikh Mishal Al-Ahmad Al-Jabbar Al-Sabah as the Crown Prince. In a tweet, Mr. Pradhan said he is looking forward to meeting the new leadership in Kuwait to further strengthen the multifaceted India-Kuwait relationship and take forward the historic relationship in diverse areas.
Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha inaugurated sports infrastructure worth 49.78 crore rupees and laid the foundation of various projects costing 10.5 crores across the Union Territory in a function held at Polo Ground in Srinagar today. While addressing the gathering, Mr. Sinha observed that the youth of Jammu and Kashmir have immense sports potential with many players representing the country in different sports. He added that J&K is equally equipped like other states of India and has the potential to produce world-class sportspersons. The Lieutenant Governor further said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has sanctioned 200 crore rupees under the PM's development package for the upgradation of sports infrastructure and encouragement of budding talent in the field after acknowledging the sports potential of Jammu and Kashmir. He maintained that this package has brought a revolution in the sports sector in the Union Territory, which is equally equipped like other states of the country and can expect some top achievers in future events under Khelo India. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Principal Secretary Horticulture and Agriculture Department Naveen Kumar Chaudhary inaugurated buyer-seller meet in Srinagar today. It was organized by the Department of Horticulture Kashmir in collaboration with Storage Owners Association Kashmir and Fruit and Vegetable Processing Association Kashmir. Addressing the gathering at the event, Mr. Chaudhary said the meet is being held with an aim to popularize the consumption of local fruits among the locals in Kashmir, besides making locals aware about different varieties of horticulture products. He maintained that the government is committed to providing all possible assistance to the farmers in order to boost the horticulture production in Jammu and Kashmir. He asked the farmers to switch over to high-density cropping from traditional one, as it will boost the productivity as well as generate more income among them. The Principal Secretary exhorted upon the youth to take due benefits of the schemes launched by the Government of India for improving entrepreneurship culture in Kashmir and asked them to become a job provider instead of job seekers. Speaking on the occasion, Director Horticulture Ajaz Ahmed Butt said that the departments are providing due assistance to the farmers under different schemes. Besides, awareness programs are being constantly held across all districts regarding introduction of new technologies.
The International Day of the Girl Child is being observed today. The day focuses attention on the need to address the challenges girls face and to promote girls' empowerment and the fulfillment of their human rights. In an exclusive interview with AIR News, resident representative for United Nations Population Fund, India and Bhutan, Argentina Matavel, said the United Nations hotline mechanism is providing mental support to the young population during this pandemic time.
United Nations really early on partnered with government, be it at the central or state level, to make sure that key services did not stop. And of course I speak now on behalf of my colleagues who work on education like UNESCO, UNICEF, to make sure, for example, that number one, the education continued to happen even under lockdown. That's why you then have all these, we welcome the government's decision to provide online courses. The United Nations also put in place hotlines, which were already some in existence, but we made sure that they did not stop providing mental support for young people.
In Jammu and Kashmir, advisor to Lieutenant Governor Farooq Khan reaffirmed that the day is not far when girl child will maintain her individuality with no external pressures and further excel in every sphere of her life. Advisor Khan made these remarks while speaking at an event to celebrate the International Day of the Girl Child at Kashmir Haat in Srinagar today. In French Open tennis, the men's singles title clash is underway between Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. Nadal has clinched the opening set 6-0 and the second set 6-2. The third set was in progress when reports last came in. Nadal entered the final beating Diego Schwartzman 6-3, 6-3, 7-6. Djokovic defeated Stefanos Tsitsipas to set the title clash with the Spaniard. Rafael Nadal, a 12-time French Open champion, aims to equal Roger Federer's record of 20 Grand Slam titles. In the women's singles, Polish teenager Iga Swiatek has become the new French Open champion. She beat the American Sofia Kenin in the final 6-4, 6-1. The 19-year-old Swiatek has moved to the 17th position in the world ranking.
In IPL cricket, Rajasthan Royals beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 5 wickets in Dubai this evening. Chasing a target of 159 runs set by Sunrisers Hyderabad, Rajasthan Royals posted 163 runs for 5 wickets in 19.5 overs. Rahul Tewatia was the highest scorer for Rajasthan with 45 not out of just 28 balls. Earlier, after electing to bat, Hyderabad had scored 158 for 4 wickets in their stipulated 20 overs. For Hyderabad, Manish Pandey was the highest scorer with 54 of 44 balls. In another fixture, Delhi Capitals were 132 for 4 in 16.4 overs against Mumbai Indians in Abu Dhabi when reports last came in. Delhi chose to bat after winning the toss.
Now, let us take a look at the weather update. The national capital Delhi will have a mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature will be 20 degrees Celsius and the maximum 34. In Mumbai, the minimum temperature will be 27 and maximum 34. On to the north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, in Jammu, the minimum temperature will be 18 degrees Celsius while the maximum will be 34. In Srinagar, the sky will be mainly clear with temperatures at 5 and 27 degrees Celsius. Ladakh will have a mainly clear sky with minimum temperature at -2 degrees Celsius and the maximum around 20 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will experience a cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. The temperature will hover between 10 and 26 degrees Celsius. In Muzaffarabad, the sky will be partly clear. The minimum temperature will be 14 degrees Celsius and the maximum around 33 degrees Celsius. Now, before we close, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says distribution of property cards under Swamitra scheme is another major step towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. BJP releases another list of 46 candidates for Bihar Assembly polls. Also issues list of 16 candidates for Assembly by polls in 5 states. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 86.17%. In a first, 8 Indian beaches get International Blue Flag certification. Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar calls it a proud moment for the country. In French Open tennis, the men's singles title clash underway between Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. And in IPL cricket, Rajasthan Royals beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 5 wickets in Dubai. Another match between Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals underway in Abu Dhabi. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.